Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I thought we could kind of take another stroll down memory lane because what's going on right now is kind of gross. Not even want to touch it right now. So let's go back down to the BB era, back when probably one of my favorite eras, probably my favorite era. It was the most like authentic I think I ever saw Chantal, and as authentic as Chantal can be, was the BB era, in my opinion. So let's take a look at an old video she uploaded. This was her weird binge stories. So take a seat, strap in, get a drink. I've got some nice cold water, and let's watch Chantal take a trip down memory lane with food, her BFF.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
TMI is a series that discusses things that are kind of gross, very weird, and well, TMI, you've been warned. Oh, you guys, I was talking about this background. See? It was sequins. I'm sorry, I thought it was like a garbage bag. I didn't realize it was like sequiny. Okay, yeah, that's my least favorite Chantal background that she's ever had. It's this one right here. I'm not a fan of this one. Just saying.
Does my hairline look natural? What a disaster. Okay. Hi.
I hate these cold shoulder shirts that she wears. She wore these a lot back in this time frame. For some reason, I just hate them. They never sit right on her. You always see her bra. You see her stupid tattoo, faded, ugly ass tattoo. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of these shirts. These are like one of the worst things she's ever worn, I think, in my opinion, besides what she's wearing now. But yeah.
Hi, guys. Bra straps are straight. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hi. Welcome to another video. So today I'm going to do a TMI video. It is Tuesday.
Also, the eyeliner on this right eye here, this eye, is way longer than the one on this side. It's kind of like distracting me.
So, oh my god, my eyeliner's not even straight.
Nope.
I'm out of mascara, by the way. So, my tattoo's exposed. Whatever. Shout, shout, let it all out. Oh, speaking of singing, I have a lesson coming up next Tuesday with a teacher who's like offering a consultation and like a lesson for like 20 bucks. So I'm like, yeah. After that, it probably goes up to like 700 a month. Who knows? So I'll probably just be doing this one lesson, but you know, if I can get anything out of it, good. All right. Yeah, so
I think she met with one time, if I remember correctly. She met with a voice coach once, I think. Maybe once, maybe twice, that she claimed. But I don't remember. Do you guys remember? I cannot. It's like very, very vague in the back of my mind. I don't know. Chantal can't sing. I can't sing. You can't sing. It is what it is. Just stop trying to make something that doesn't fit. Try to fit.
today is a TMI, and today is going to be a Fat Girl Files video. I don't know if you guys like these or not, but I find they're fun to do because I have a very immature sense of humor, and I like laughing at myself sometimes. You know, I like laughing at myself. I don't mind other people laughing at me. Depends how bitchy I am. You're definitely going to be laughing at me with this video. And I wrote them all down.
So this is like her laying very early groundwork for her just sharing too much, right? Like it's fine to share things. Like if you're comfortable with sharing and you can handle the consequences of sharing, that's fine. But someone like her who is like super thin-skinned and just cannot handle it, she really started just opening the floodgates and just started oversharing, and just this is how it kind of snowballed into like what it is today, you know?
Down in my handbook for the recently deceased, which is appropriate because you are going to be recently deceased after hearing these. So these are TMI, Fat Girl Files, Fat Girl Facts, whatever. I don't even remember what the name of this series is, but it's going to be strangest binge stories, because if there's anything that I can say, it's that, well, you know that I'm a food addict, and, you know, self-proclaimed food addict. It's very obvious. If you watch my videos, you know that, blah, blah, blah. You know my struggles. And, I have some not so proud binge stories. And I just thought, whatever, I'm just going to share them with you. Whatever. Just get those skeletons out. So I told you about the pizza boxes in the closet. But there's some that are just so weird. And I'm just like,
So for those of you who don't know what the pizza boxes in the closet means, when she lived with BB before they broke up, he opened one of the closets and found a stack of like old pizza boxes that she had just left in there and never thrown out. And she was really embarrassed, supposedly, and this and that. So that's that story. It was really embarrassing when she told it at the time. But it's just funny how, like, I remember when that story came out and everyone was just like, oh my God, like, what the hell, right? Like, what the hell? And then how, like, it's like transcribed over time. Like, it's just gotten like worse and worse and worse, the things that she is not only sharing with us, but probably actually doing. Like, I bet her behavior from now till what was this video, like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, like her behavior has definitely gotten worse. So, and I remember when that was really a big shocker for the community, her pizza boxes in the closet. People went nuts.
when I was writing these down, I was like, what the hell, I had to draw my curtains because I have this ring light, right? And like if people from the outside see this ring light, I don't want them to think that I'm like growing pot or doing porn. Like I don't know. Most people just don't have like a ring light in their apartment. Also, I wanted to mention that the time is approaching where I am going on my friend's bachelorette party in Montreal.
I'm still looking for that video, you guys. If you could find it, please let me know.
And for those of you who are new here, I have bad anxiety about this because one, I'm claustrophobic. Do you guys know if like a 10-seater limo, if the window's open? Because I'm like claustrophobic, especially in situations where I don't have any control. Like the driver's gonna have all the control. And I think
Fun fact from the future. She ends up driving up front with the driver instead of getting in the back with her friends. Oh, Lord. I got it. You guys, I got to find that video. I know it's here somewhere. I have to look harder. I'm going to look harder.
that's why I'm scared of elevators, because when you go in the elevator for those few minutes, you don't have control of what's gonna happen.
No, you're afraid.
Also, I'm afraid that I'm going to be the biggest person there, and, well, I will be. And I'm afraid that the seats are going to be really small, and I'm going to be squished up against somebody who's going to be, like, barfing the whole way. I don't know. I'm really afraid of that. I'm going to have, like, barf buckets. Because I'm so, like, I have, like, this phobia of barf where I won't even...
She's so full of crap. She's making her anxiety about being out in public as the biggest girl that's going to be in their party. She's making that out to be like, oh, I'm just afraid of barf. Like, no, you're not. Like, I don't think we've ever heard that since, right? Since this era, we haven't heard her say that she's scared of vomit. She brought a vomit bucket. Jesus.
go to carnivals anymore because, or fairs, because I'm just, like, so over seeing people barfing on rides. And
Okay, first of all, think about all the times you've gone to the fair, to a amusement park, to Disney World, to wherever, Great Adventure, wherever you go. How many times have you seen people vomit off a ride? I saw it once. Once. How many times has she, like, you know what I mean? Like, the lies she makes are just so, like, they just sound so hollow in my ears. So it's like, why even bother? Just say, I don't like them. I don't like rides, or I don't like this or that. Like, like, don't make up some phobia that you don't already have. It's just on top of everything else, makes you sound like a hypochondriac.
especially when people are drinking, right? Like, we're going to be we're supposed to be reserving a table, and we're going to be splitting on it, all of us, so at least there will be somewhere to sit. It's going to be a long night. And basically, we're going to get 3 bottles of booze with that. So that's a lot to split between 7 people, 7 girls. So it's like, we're going to be drinking.
3 bottles of booze for 7 people all night for a bachelorette party is not that much booze. Like, I'm talking not even getting like the gallon size Tanqueray bottles of gin or anything like that. I mean, like, regular bottles of alcohol. That's not a lot for 7 girls on a party night. Like, she's just so uncool and like unlikable. I don't know. She's very unlikable to me.
Drinking a lot. You know, we're going to be pre-drinking. The limo's going to come get us. It's like an hour drive away or more to the club. Then we're going to be doing a lot of drinking at the club. And then it's going to be like a long car ride home. It's probably going to...
Can you imagine her at a club? Can you just imagine this woman at a club or even a bar that has like music? Not even just live music, just like music pumped in from the speakers. Can you just imagine her interacting with other people when she isn't covered from head to toe in a draping tablecloth? What cringe must be. Oh, like if she tried to dance, like, you know, how she dances on the treadmill, and like she was doing, like, she was voguing the other night when he was playing that crazy frog. Dude, this woman is in hell. This woman, if you don't know by now, this woman is living in her own premeditated hell that she created with her own two hands. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's go.
Going to be hot and stuffy. So I don't know how that's going to go, but those are my anxieties. But despite all that, I'm really going to try to suspend that and just drink and try to, you know, have a good time, have some drinks, have a good time. I have not had anything to drink in so long. So I'm going to try to pace myself. I don't know what I'm going to wear. I don't really want to just go and buy something just for, you know, like one night. I don't go out much. I have some old dresses somewhere in the closet. I might see what you guys think. I might do like a little try on and see which one you guys think is the best one. If you want to help me out with that, we'll definitely vlog. I won't be vlogging a lot of like drinking and doing shots and stuff like that because I do have to keep it relatively advertiser friendly on this channel. So anyways, 5 minutes of babbling. Yay me. All right, so let's get to this. So I've decided to use this book for writing my video ideas down and stuff like that. So
I'm so over all the crappy Beetlejuice merchandise right now. It's everywhere and it's all crap. It's all crap. Most of it anyway.
all right, so these are, I'm not proud of these. Please don't think that I am, but I don't know. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but
because her life was so empty, she had nothing else to talk about. So she had to talk about the weird shit that she likes, that she's done, stories from her past. That's all she's ever had. And now she's got not even that. Like, we used to think she was scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, why is she still talking about things that happened to her when she was a child? She repeats her stories over and over. She changes certain things. She takes movie plots and themes and makes them into her own stories and tries to pass them off as her own, even though it's been proven that she's full of crap. So yeah, it's just funny how even back then she was still grasping at straws really for content. And she, like I said, she just overshared so early and it just spiraled because she cannot help herself. She can't control herself in anything she does.
Number one, TMI, weirdest binges. So number one was, one time I scarfed down an entire package of Hungarian salami. Oh, sorry. Spicy Hungarian salami. I remember it was spicy because I remember the horrible time I had in the bathroom after.
Oh.
I scarfed down, I had gotten groceries before picking my friend up for work. Hi, BB Junes! And, come here, BB Junes. Say hi to everybody, BB Junes. Not you, Sam. Hi. Oh, you're such a...
I hope wherever this cat is that it's at peace. If it's still alive, I hope it's at peace or has at least a good owner. This cat has seen a lot and has spent almost all of its life with Chantal. So if any cat's going to go to heaven, it's this cat. So let's just have a moment of silence for BBJ because she's a good girl. I hope she's still alive, and if not, I hope she's happy wherever she is. Give it up for BBJ, man. She was like the MVP of this whole story. She was the only good thing Her and Sam, I like BBJ better than Sam, but her and Sam were the only good things that ever came out of Chantal. Out of this whole story of all the characters and all the people that she's introduced us to, these two are the most likable characters by far than any human that she's ever brought on this platform. And I'll stand by that statement.
Good girl. Oh, yes. Le Bibiche, she goes to France. She eats croissant. She like to dance. Not you, Sam. Here you go. Go in the box. Whoa. Sorry, guys. I have my camera hoisted on this box that BB Jeans likes to go in. So, yeah. Just stay, BB Jeans. Just stay. So it might be...
Remember when one of the most annoying things about Chantal and her vlogs and even her videos in general was just the cats were always in the way? Remember how that was like the worst? Oh, and by the way, I just want to call this right now. If anyone's listening to this right now, I am waiting for when she's going to be holding the hamster out to show everybody and try to show off for whatever the frig, because she's an 8-year-old girl and she's got a hamster. That cat is going to launch itself at that hamster. She is going to get bit by the cat. She's going to get bit by the hamster. She's going to get probably scratched to hell and back by that cat. Yeah, I just want to call it now. Something bad is going to happen on a live stream with that cat and the hamster and Chantal, because there's no way Chantal... Listen, I remember one time my cat accidentally got out, and my boyfriend at the time went after her, and there was a dog outside. A dog that was just roaming around. I have no idea where the owners were. Anyway, our cat freaked. Thank God she was still next to the house, but she freaked out, and he grabbed her, and she tore him to shreds. She bit him so hard, and he was her human. Like, those two were like bonded. She bit him so hard on like right here. I bet he still has the scar. But yeah, so I don't think if that happens, Chantal is not going to be able to control that cat. Something is going to get seriously injured, and that hamster is going to die. I'm just calling it now. That's my opinion, and I wanted to say that for a while. So
wobbling, you might see my background. Okay. So, anyways, so I went to do groceries before picking my friend up from work, and I had Hungarian salami in there. This was a long time ago. Anyway, and I scarfed down the whole package waiting for her because I was a bit early to pick her up. So yeah, so that's number one. Nah. Hi!
I don't really understand the significance of a whole package of spicy Hungarian salami. I've never even heard of Hungarian salami. I'm sure it's a thing. Is that supposed to be wild and crazy? I assume it was like a package of, like a cold cut package. I could see her eating a package of cold cuts for sure. I don't understand why that's so embarrassing, but yeah, okay.
Nah! Nah! Number two. This one is like really embarrassing, but B, don't move the box, B. When I lived at home with my mom, years and years ago, I haven't lived with my mom since like in forever, so I was like a teenager. Anyway, so when I lived with my mom,
now she's in a bedroom. She could have shooed the cats out for however long it would take her to make this video and let them back in after. Like, just take the cats and just put them out the door for a minute. Like, it's fine. They'll be fine out there. They're not going to die. It just, the way she is so lazy, it just drives me nuts. I'm sorry, if I had a cat and the cat's butthole was in the camera, I wouldn't leave that in the camera. I wouldn't leave it in the video. You know, like, it's just, I don't know, just makes me wonder.
I would stay up late even back then, and she would be in bed, you know, sound asleep, and she would be awakened by the sound of the smoke detector going off, you know, beep, 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 and it would alarm her, and, you know, she would come downstairs all groggy, and it would be me, I would be the culprit I would set the smoke detector off from frying on high heat bologna and hot dogs.
Ew.
Do you have to scratch the box right now, B?
Take
I'm
her out of the
surrounded by
box.
cats right now. So yeah, so that was a regular occurrence. That was my favorite midnight snack. Number 3. So
That's
this is kind of gross, and this is more of a warning to people out there everywhere. Never binge on an entire box of garlic.
I can't get over the gap between her front teeth that is now completely gone. I just can't get over it. It's wild. Can't stop looking at it. It's like, where'd you go, man? Where'd you go? Come back.
And herb instant mashed potatoes by Betty Crocker, and down it with chase them with a whole liter of Mott's Garden Cocktail. That is not pretty coming out. Number 4.
Why would you? We're going to get to this one in a second. If you haven't heard this story, you're in for a doozy. But why would you drink that as a kid? Why would you want to drink that nasty V8 shit? Ugh. Gross. Why would you even bother? Drink water if you have to. Who the hell drinks that? I can imagine how terrible that must have been.
Lonely one night. I was living by myself. This was one of the times when I lived with my gross roommate. The one that, wore holy underwear, listened to Evanescence, and just...
I love listening to her describe other people as gross. Because I can honestly say I have never met a more disgusting human in my life in terms of cleanliness and hygiene. Never. So, for her to think someone else is gross, I wonder what that guy thinks of her and what he's doing right now. Or she, whoever. I think it was a he.
Just ate garlic bologna all day. I was really desperate and lonely, and I was really, really desperate. I was having a craving. I had no food. I was really didn't have much money back then, and so I got desperate and called one of my lovers. I won't say which one, but I might not even remember which one.
See, this is why I don't believe this story. I never really believed this story. People really went after her for this story. Can you imagine doing that for a hamburger? But I just don't know. Something about this story doesn't make sense because she doesn't remember who it was. If you remember the story, you're going to remember who it was. You might not remember their name, but you're going to remember their face and you'll eventually remember their name. You know what I mean? Just the way she lies and the things she tries to lie about. Why would you lie? But then you ask yourself, why would she lie about being a hamburger prostitute? Right? Why would you lie about that? But then it's again, she thinks all attention is good attention, even when it's not good attention.
Oh, yes, I do. And anyway,
now magically she remembers who it was.
This is bad.
Sure, Jan.
This is low-key prostitution, but I offered him foreplay if he would come over and bring me a couple of Whoppers. I think it was Whopper Wednesday, and he got there, and I was so mad. It gets worse. I was so mad and pissy that he forgot the zesty sauce for my onion rings that I only let him squeeze my boobs. So number 5. So
I mean, I could see her getting so pissy because he didn't get her sauce, because we know how she feels about her sauce. She cannot eat anything without at least 2 different kinds of sauces somewhere hovering around her plate. They're always in her orbit. There's always some kind of sauce in her orbit, right? So I can believe that. But just the way her eyes kind of dart, it's almost like she just made it up on the spot or tried to remember what she was thinking of the story before she started the video. I don't know. Just my 2 cents.
a while ago, years and years ago, McDonald's had this cheeseburger and burger sale. I think cheeseburgers were 69 cents and hamburgers were 59 cents. And I was psyched, as
Can I just say, McDonald's was my first ever real job with a real paycheck, right? I was 15. Burgers back then hamburgers were 89 cents and cheeseburgers were 99 cents. So, but I can honestly say I've never heard a single person say they were excited about McDonald's burgers being on sale. That is, I've never even heard a fat person say that. That's crazy. I was so excited that it was on sale. Okay.
Oh, a big person, and just in love with food. I called my skinniest friend I could find and, said, let's go get some burgers. Well, when we got there, I asked her to order 8 burgers, and she had 1. Number 6 is a recent addition.
She asked her friend to order 8 burgers, and her friend only got 1. The question I want to know is, did she eat all the burgers in front of her friend? I'm guessing she didn't. But I'd be curious, because you know how she's like. She's very territorial with her food. But she's also really, really greedy, and she can't stop herself sometimes. But who knows what she was like back then as a child.
I recently drove, I told you about this in a previous video. I drove pretty close to 200 kilometers each way, so like a total of 4 hours, approximately, to get the type of food I wanted. I heard of this specific food that I saw somewhere on social media. I can't even remember, and it just like I could not.
She can't remember that she drove 4 hours, 2 hours each way to get a specific type of fast food, which I'm sure she made a video about, but she can't remember where it was or what it was. It's just like things like this would just like, my brain would be like, why? Why would you lie about that? Something that dumb. You know what I mean?
Forget about it. So like that's like when I obsess. Like when I see a food that I really want, I like obsess over it and do anything in my anything.
And she's still doing it, and she will destroy any relationships she ever had for food. We've been new.
In my power to get it. And yeah, so I drove that far. Like my car could have broken down. I would be stuck in the middle of the highway in the dark. Anything could have happened. And actually something really creepy did really happen on the way back from that. And I was going to tell you guys in like a creepy time story because it is pretty weird and it's something I can't really explain. I'm sure it could be explained somehow, but it was just so creepy. So anyway, yeah. I remember being in Overeaters Anonymous, and there was a girl there, and she wasn't even overweight. Actually, none of the people there none of the people that were in my group were overweight. And I guess that's why I felt kind of uncomfortable because I was the only one. But
How are you the only one that's overweight at an OA meeting? That just seems weird. If that's true, that's very odd. Very odd.
Girl, she was retelling her story about how when I had gone to OA, there was a blizzard. It was like really bad. They were warning people not to drive, but I'd gone out anyway, and I figured, my rationale was I have driven in worse conditions to get to food I wanted, so I could do it to get to OA. Well, this girl also said that she had walked in like worse conditions than that, far, far, far distances just to go through a drive-through or just to get food that she wanted.
I'm sorry, but am I the only person that doesn't understand this crazy draw with fast food? Like, I could see, like, okay, so when we go on vacation every year, there's, like, specific places I like to go to eat because we're down the shore. Seafood is fresh. It's right there. We go down the beach, and that's where we eat these nice seafood restaurants and, like, local places and things like that. It's like, but I would never just plan a trip for just food. And even if I did, it would never be for like a drive-through place. I could see if like, it's funny, like I've never had Chick-fil-A. I've passed by a bunch of them like in different like parts of my state, but I don't have one around me. And every time I see one, I'm like, oh, let's go there before we go home. I want to try it. We end up never going, so I've never had it. I just can't imagine traveling an hour or 2 hours for freaking Chick-fil-A. It's crap. Traveling 2 hours for 10 minutes of eating is just doesn't make mathematical sense.
through a drive-through. So the last one is, so there's this time when I was like not living at home. I was kind of just bouncing around from friend's house to friend's house. And, you know, there was one time, and I didn't really have, this was one time, it was like a really low point in my life. I was still a teenager. I had no money. I was still in school. I lived with a girl.
Fun fact, Chantal was in high school till she was at least 20 years old. I'm not trying to shame anyone that had to go to high school for that long, but I have never heard of that. Usually you hear about that and it's like some urban legend of like, oh yeah, that guy was in school till he was like 27 years old or something, like, you know, like it's just some bullshit story. You never actually know anyone that went to high school past they were 18, right? Like, or maybe 19 if they had a late birthday. But even then, I don't know anyone that was 19 that graduated high school, which is nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I just want to know why it took her so long. She's never mentioned that she was held back. I'm trying to think, has she ever mentioned that she was held back in school? I don't remember that. Do you guys know? If you know, let me know. I want to know like where it is in the video. I want to like watch it, her talk about it if she has. Otherwise, like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
She was looking for a roommate. I wasn't really her friend, but I knew her through an acquaintance. Anyways, so she was a nude model. So she was really thin, you know, she was very in shape, had a nice body, whatever. But I don't think she ate because very much. And like when I came in, I was like, oh no. The minute I looked in her kitchen and saw that she didn't even have a regular size fridge. It was like a bar fridge. So I was like, what the hell, you know? I was like, where am I going to fit all my food? Because I was getting help with groceries and buying stuff like that. Oh, by the way, speaking of regular size fridge and small size fridge, does anyone watch Bob's Burgers? I love that show because there's a character called regular size Rudy, and then there's a character called pocket size Rudy. I don't know, it's just such a weird concept to me, and it was just so funny. If you don't watch Bob's Burgers, you should check it out. It's an animated series.
Are you going to explain what the point of bringing that up was?
Voiced by, I can't remember the guy's name. Is it something? Anyway, he has like one of those names with like a middle initial, and then, but he has a very distinctive voice. He does the voice of Bob, and he also does the voice of Coach McGurk from Home Movies, which is another awesome series. Anyways, I digress. So this model, I get to her place.
I don't understand what the point of that story was, but okay.
And, you know, I remember her saying to me, like, you can help yourself to anything in the fridge. And she had gone to work. And so I opened the little bar fridge, and I'm peeking inside, you know, feeling like Alice in Wonderland, looking through the little peephole and the little door. And I'm not kidding. There was like a bottle of water. It was Fiji water. And about 100 grams of lean turkey deli meat and a baggie with a few slices of red pepper. And I was like,
look at Chantal judging someone what's in their refrigerator. Do you remember what was in your bedroom drawers, Chantal? If you don't remember, I can remind you, because there was a lot of food in there. There was a lot of stuff in there, wasn't there? So I don't know why you're being judgy-wudgy about some peppers, water, and some turkey. She's so unlikable, you guys.
like, well, you know, she said I could help myself to something, and I didn't have anything to eat, and I had no lovers that could bring me Burger King for foreplay.
So I decided to just eat everything in her refrigerator and say, F you, I don't care, I'm eating everything.
You know, so
welcome to the apartment. Thanks for eating all my food.
I ate it, and the worst part is that I don't know if she remembered, she told me, you know, like, help yourself. Maybe it was just like a, you know, being polite, but then she came home.
Of course it's polite. Like, of course it's polite. Help yourself, you know, it's just something you say out of politeness, not eat everything in my refrigerator. Obviously, if you're hungry, please feel free to have some food. But I don't expect you to eat everything in my refrigerator, regardless of what's in there. You know?
And she was really strange. She would just like, she was one of those people that would go from like super nice to like insta bitch.
Really, Chantal? Do you guys know anyone that's kind of like that? Who just can fly off the handle and 0 to 60 in no time? I know someone like that. I'm just saying. I mean, I know we can all get kind of ragey sometimes about certain things, but this girl has got it a patent on her rages.
Kind of like me, but she was like psychotic.
Oh, was she psychotic, Chantal? Was she psychotic? That's nice. This girl opened her home to you. You ate her food, and now you're calling her psychotic. You're judging her because she's thin, judging her on what she had in her refrigerator, ate her food, and now you're calling her psychotic. Jesus. With friends like these, who needs enemies, you guys? If you ever thought that Chantal was a good person, I hope just these stories kind of paint a better picture for you. This is before mukbang Chantal, so keep that in mind too. This is what she was just always like.
Like she's really bad. So she became like psychotic on me and was just like all upset and really upset that I had eaten her food. And I was just sitting there on her couch and just thinking to myself like, is this real? What has my life become?
No, like how much shame should you feel? For you to do something, for someone to get to that point, you must have done something, right? Something. Maybe the girl didn't have a lot of money. You said she had a tiny little refrigerator. Maybe she was poor. And listen, you're that young. I've been dirt broke. Dirt broke in my life, especially when I was younger, in my 20s. I get it. Look at you being a judgy-wudgy dickwad.
Like, I'm sitting here arguing with a nude model over a few slices of red pepper and 100 grams of turkey meat. Like, what?
You ate the pepper too. You dickhead. You could have left the pepper. Why didn't you just get some food somewhere else? Just take your ass and go get some food. She ate everything. She probably drank the water too. I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be pissed if she drank all my water. I had no cold water when I got home. I could see that. And you can call me psychotic for that. But if someone drinks all your cold water in the house, I don't drink water from the tap. We have like a filtered water system. So if it's ever when someone drinks that and they don't fill it back up, I don't have cold water, I get pissed.
You know. Anyway, so yeah. So that's those are some of my stories. I'm sure I have a lot more because I've been I've had this, eating disorder for this unhealthy relationship with food probably since I was about like 6 years old.
But I'm going to stay on YouTube and try to make money off of this problem, even though I know it's a problem and it's going to grow into an even bigger problem. And there's documentation online and I got paid for all that documentation. But you know what? YouTube made a lot of money off Chantal. And I guess they still are because she's still here.
So, yeah. So there's a lot of stories there. But anyways, guys, what kind of stories, like what kind of stories do you want to hear? Let me know.
We've heard them all now.
And yeah, I guess that's it for now. So if you're new here, if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know, like, kind of what kind of material I do, I'm kind of doing just a mixture of things.
It's all mukbangs and just deleted things and mini ragers, because she wasn't amping up the rages until, well, maybe she was raging back then. I'm trying to think what her first major rage was. What do you guys count as her first major rage? That's a good question that you guys can remember from watching her yourselves on your own Chantal watching journey. I have to think about that. That's a good question, though. Let me know in the comments.
Documenting my weight.
Maybe we could find it and do a video on it. That'd be fun.
Struggles, my struggles with weight loss, failures and victories.
You've never had a victory. A victory is keeping it off, not just losing water weight because you're so overweight that it's the first thing you lose is water weight. So that's not a victory. That's just biology.
I'm doing story times, doing mukbangs, cooking, whatever, so anyway.
It all involves food. One way or another, there's food involved. Either we're talking about food, we're eating food, or we're thinking about food. There's always food involved with Foodie.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
All right, guys. Look at her catfish picture. She doesn't use filters, guys. This is really her. This is really what she looked like back then. Look, she even had bones in her fingers back then, you guys. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was a fun one. I thought she was going to go more into detail, but I realized there's a series of these videos. So maybe we'll get into more of those if you guys like this one. But once again, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.